Hey guys, my name is Kimia Nobari, and I'm going to talk about coping strategies to reduce job-related stress. In a work environment, there can be situations where one does not have the resources to meet the demands of a job requirement. As a result, the individual might show physical and psychological symptoms of stress. Concerning physical symptoms of stress may include tremors, cold sweats, insomnia, and hypertension. Whereas I think emotional symptoms vary depending on the person's mental strength. So, coping mechanisms act as a guideline to reduce stress. There are positive and negative coping mechanisms. Exercise and meditation are healthy ways of coping with stress. Drugs and alcohol are examples of unhealthy coping mechanisms. A lot of factors determine what type of coping mechanism a person will choose, but here I'm going to talk about individual characteristics and social support. Since I'm currently unemployed, I'm going to talk about my job as a student. I transferred from community college to UC Irvine this year, and the transition from the semester system to quarter system has increased my levels of stress due to the fast pace of the quarter system. Sometimes I become overwhelmed by the amount of assignments and studying that I have to do. So I use overeating and consumption of junk food as ways to cope with my stress. Every time I'm under a lot of pressure, I decide to eat fatty foods in order to escape the stress and feel happier at the moment. And this is an example of emotional focused coping. When I feel stressed or pressured, I also try to isolate myself and avoid seeing my friends because I do not want any distractions and I just want to focus on my studying. This is not an effective coping mechanism because social support is necessary while dealing with stress. Overeating and isolation are two examples of unhealthy coping mechanisms that lead to depression and therefore cause more problems. So, what did the textbook have to say about this? According to the textbook, decision on coping is based on how the stressor is perceived. Employees' use of alcohol and drugs is a great concern to industrial organizational psychologists. The worker intoxication leads to decreased productivity, increased absenteeism, and turnover. Self-efficacy is a very important concept relating to one's ability to cope with stress because it has positive effects in reducing stress. Hardy individuals cope with stress better than non-hardy individuals because they view the stressor as a challenge and they believe that they have more control over it. They're also more committed to their jobs. Increase of hardiness involves the development of coping skills, such as relaxation training, program of diet and exercise, and developing supportive networks. Also, the textbook mentions that social support in the workplace reduces perception of threat, lessens the perceived strength of the stressors, and helps in coping with work-related stress. The article that I read is called The Impact of Self-Efficacy on Stressor-Strain Relations, Coping Style as an Explanatory Mechanism. According to this article, individual qualities such as self-esteem, perceived sense of competence, and self-efficacy impact a stressor-strain relationship. Stressor is the source of stress, strain is adverse employee reactions. This article only focuses on self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is an individual's beliefs in his or her abilities to manage stressful situations. According to this article, self-efficacy is the most important factor in determining stressor-strain relationship because of the way individuals perceive the meaning of a stressor. Individuals with low self-efficacy believe that they are not able to perform a task that is assigned to them. In contrast, people with high self-efficacy believe that they're able to perform the tasks despite the presence of the stressors. So, self-efficacy is also very effective when it comes to coping. Individuals with high self-efficacy are more likely to use positive coping mechanisms to deal with job-related stress compared to the individuals who lack this quality. The purpose of this study was to examine whether coping impacts the moderating effects of self-efficacy on stressor-strain relations. The hypothesis was that the effects of self-efficacy would be strongest when there is high levels of active coping and low levels of avoidance coping. This study used correlational design to analyze the findings, and the factors being measured were stressors, strains, self-efficacy, and coping. What were the results? Under low levels of stressors, individuals with high self-efficacy have low strain. However, when the levels of stressors increase, people with high self-efficacy show the same level of strain as individuals with low self-efficacy. This means that coping effectiveness does not only depend on a single factor, it depends on a variety of factors such as stressors, beliefs about self, and coping methods. Solutions. Use of active coping is a solution suggested by the article. Textbook divided the coping strategies into two categories: individual strategies and organizational strategies. Individual strategies are used by individuals to reduce stress, such as exercise, diet plan, meditation, and time management. Organizational strategies are organizations' attempts to reduce the stress of the workers, and the examples include improving communication, providing a supportive environment, and improving worker training program. And that's it. Thank you.